If you have your Bible, turn with me to Luke, the 6th chapter, beginning with verse 20. Hear these words. Jesus raised his eyes to his disciples and said, "Happy are you who are poor, because God's kingdom is yours. Happy are you who hunger now, because you will be satisfied. Happy are you who weep now, because you will laugh. Happy are you when people hate you, reject you, insult you, and condemn your name as evil because of the human one. Rejoice when that happens. Leap for joy because you have a great reward in heaven. Their ancestors did the same things to the prophets. But how terrible for you who are rich because you have already received your comfort. How terrible for you who have plenty now because you will be hungry. How terrible for you who laugh now because you will mourn and weep. How terrible for you when all speak well of you. Their ancestors did the same things to the false prophets. But I say to you who are willing to hear, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. If someone slaps you on the cheek, offer the other one as well. If someone takes your coat, don't withhold your shirt either. Give to everyone who asks, and don't demand your things back from those who take them. Treat people in the same way that you want them to treat you." Let us pray. Oh God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of all of our hearts be pleasing and acceptable to you, O God, our rock, our strength, and our Redeemer. Amen. One day, a man was walking through a beautiful church building with his 4-year-old son. And as they walked, the young boy looked around and he stopped and was curious about the stained glass windows that looked so beautiful with their bright colors. And as he looked at the windows, he asked, "Who are all these people in the windows, Daddy?" "They're saints," said the father. "What are saints, Daddy?" The father was stuck. How was he going to explain who saints were to a 4-year-old little boy? And as the boy was still looking up at the windows, and the father was still wondering how he would explain who saints are, the young boy suddenly shouted out, "I know who saints are, Daddy. They're the people that the light shines through. They're the people that the light shines through." Now, quite often, we think of saints in the same way we think of angels, don't we? Or at the very least, only the very, very well-known people from the past. Saint Francis, Mother Teresa, right? But in the Bible, a saint is simply a follower of Jesus Christ. They become saints by being born again by the Holy Spirit, which can only happen through God. And the people that are described as saints in the Bible were still very much human. They were called, they were holy, and they were extremely dedicated, both in terms of their attitude and in terms of the sense of being set apart. But they were still real people, far from perfect. They were fishermen, farmers, tent makers, doctors, teachers, carpenters, robbers. You name it. They weren't infallible. And sometimes they disagreed with one another. They weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But they were on a journey. The journey of following Jesus. The journey of learning to be more and more like Jesus. Which means becoming more and more loving and less judgmental. It means becoming more and more accepting of others and less condemning of others. Think about how radically we as Christ followers are called to live. In the gospel lesson I just read to you from Luke, Jesus says this: love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. And if someone slaps you on the cheek, offer the other one as well. If someone takes your coat, don't withhold your shirt either. Give to everyone who asks and don't demand your things back from those who take them. Treat people in the same way that you want them to treat you. And if we were to read on, we would find that we're also called to lend, expecting nothing in return. We're called to be kind to ungrateful and wicked people. We are called to be compassionate, just as God is compassionate. We are not to judge, nor are we to condemn others. Raise your hand if you live like this all the time. Yeah. I don't see a hand. Yeah. And still, God calls us saints. And still, God calls us saints. All the words in both the Greek and the Hebrew that are used in the Bible and are translated to the word saint all have the same definition. According to the Bible, a saint is someone who is sacred, holy, pure, blameless, and dedicated. Now, of course, the word holy doesn't mean perfect. It means set apart. Set apart to serve God. And the only way people can be pure and blameless is through the blood of Jesus shed on the cross, covering and washing away the stain of our sin. But dedicated? That's interesting. The saint is dedicated. A saint may fall down, but a saint gets back up again. A saint may fall into sin and lose their temper or hurt another by word or deed, but a saint asks God for forgiveness and accepts that forgiveness and asks God for the strength to grow in love. That's what it means to be dedicated. A dedicated follower of Jesus Christ may not always love their enemies. That's their goal. When they find that they cannot love their enemies, they ask God for God's love to overcome them, overcome their anger, overcome their hatred. And when they find it difficult to pray for those who mistreat them, a dedicated follower of Jesus prays for those who mistreat them anyway. If a dedicated follower of Jesus Christ finds it nearly impossible not to judge another person, they admit this failure to God and they ask God to enable them not to judge. They pray to God to help them to love all persons, no matter who that person is or what they look like or how they live their lives. Because dedicated followers of Jesus Christ are called to turn the other cheek. And if someone takes their coat, they're to give their shirt as well. They're to pray to God that they don't demand special rights and privileges from the world or from other people. not to take others to court or blast other people in the media or from the pulpit or even from the ballot box. There can be no doubt that this kind of living, this kind of lifestyle we're called to is as radical as it can possibly get. And no one's going to get it completely right. If we even begin to think we're getting it right, then we're already getting it wrong. For all who exalt themselves will be humbled. Sound familiar? The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Sound familiar? Pride comes before a fall. Sound familiar? Sounds impossible. And it is. In verse 20, we're told that Jesus raised his eyes to his dedicated disciples and said, "Happy are you who are poor, because God's kingdom is yours. Happy are you who hunger now. Happy are you who weep now. But how terrible for you who are rich, because you've already received your comfort. How terrible for you who have plenty now, because you will be hungry." What do we make of all this? Jesus turns things upside down and inside out. That's what Jesus does over and over and over again. Can it be that part of what it comes down to is that a secure financial future and a full stomach are not necessarily bad things in and of themselves? They can be deceptive. They're temporary. And rather than being evidence of God's favor, prosperity can actually get in the way of our relationship with God and with other people. It can steal our joy. It can steal our love. To be truly happy and blessed is to have a relationship with God that is not in jeopardy. Self-sufficiency traps us and separates us from God. Self-sufficiency means we're relying on ourselves, not on God. Those who lay up their treasures for themselves are not and cannot be rich toward God, from whom all good things come. True happiness comes when we rely exclusively on God. And when we rely exclusively on God, we find that we are more loving, more compassionate, less judgmental, only because we're more dedicated to following Christ. And when we love Christ more, we love others the best. It's been said that a saint is someone whose life makes it easier to believe in God. A saint is someone whose life makes it easier to believe in God. I believe most of us have known some of those people, haven't we? If we hadn't, we probably wouldn't be here this morning, would we? Most of us were given our first glimpse of Jesus through one of God's precious saints. Maybe it was our mother or our father. Maybe it was a grandparent. Maybe it was a neighbor. Maybe a spouse. Maybe a school teacher or a friend. Maybe it was a pastor or a member of the church fellowship we were raised in, or a Sunday school teacher. Whoever it was, there was something about them, something that separated them from the rest of the crowd. Something special about them that intrigued us and caused us to want to have that something in us. They were the people who would go the extra mile for us. They were the people we knew we could count on, no matter what. They were the people who made us feel loved who gave us just a glimpse of the divine. These people are saints, saints of God. They are the people through whom God's light shines through. Who are the saints that have touched your life with the incredible love of Christ? Maybe they're still alive. If so, tell them they're a saint for you. Maybe they're members of this very congregation. Maybe they have passed on and we lit a candle or placed a flower in memory of them this morning. We are to let Christ's light shine. Like the light shining through the figures in the stained glass windows that the 4-year-old little boy saw. We are all called to be saints. People dedicated to God, so that the light of Christ may shine through our words and our actions. Thanks be to God.